The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with tension. Representatives of countless species gathered, their holographic displays glowing with data on Earth's rapid ascension. Whispers of unease filled the room. Humans, once considered insignificant, had not only mastered interstellar travel, but also emerged as key players in diplomacy and trade. Their technological innovations had begun to overshadow those of the elder species. A towering, reptilian representative from the Vrax Dominion leaned forward, his voice sharp and dripping with disdain. Humans are a destabilizing force. Their unchecked ambition threatens the balance we have maintained for millennia. They must be reminded of their place. The chamber murmured in agreement, but a few protested. A representative from the Chronarii Alliance warned, intervention against a member species without cause violates our laws. This will set a dangerous precedent. The Vraxian countered with fabricated evidence, claims that Earth had disregarded trade regulations and interfered in restricted territories. The council debated, but bias won. A covert decision was made to strike fear into humanity, not through open war, but by targeting their heart. A civilian target would send a clear message of deterrence while leaving no trace of council involvement. In a quiet, unsuspecting corner of Earth, laughter echoed in the halls of a school. Children, oblivious to the growing tensions among the stars, played and learned, their future bright with possibilities. Then, without warning, the sky tore apart. A shimmering beam of light descended, obliterating the building in an instant. Dust and ash settled where hope once flourished. News spread like wildfire. Images of charred ruins and grieving families dominated every channel. One face stood out, a child with bright eyes and boundless curiosity, their life cut short by an act of cruelty. They were more than a victim. They became a symbol of humanity's loss. Among the mourners was their parent, a scientist soldier whose grief turned into a smoldering resolve. Earth erupted in unified outrage. Protests filled the streets, and governments convened emergency sessions. Leaders spoke with one voice, calling the act an unforgivable war crime. Demands for justice echoed through the halls of the Galactic Council, but their pleas were met with cold indifference. The Council denied involvement, dismissing Earth's accusations as baseless. In the shadows, Earth prepared. No longer willing to rely on diplomacy alone, humanity unveiled its ace, the Phantom Corps, an elite military force trained in secret. Forged through centuries of conflict, their expertise was unmatched. With cutting-edge technology and unbreakable will, they embodied humanity's resilience. Earth's leaders addressed the planet, their voices resolute. They took our children. They shattered our peace. They thought we would crumble. Instead, we rise. To those who committed this atrocity, you will face the wrath of Earth. The message was clear. Justice would not be sought, it would be delivered. In the shadowed halls of Earth's classified military facilities, the Phantom Corps prepared for war. They were not an ordinary army, but a force honed to perfection, built for missions where failure was never an option. Every member was handpicked, their training grueling enough to push the limits of human capability. The galaxy had yet to see what true ingenuity and determination looked like. The commandos' gear was a testament to human engineering. Neural-linked armor responded to their thoughts, enhancing reflexes and allowing seamless control over integrated weaponry. Adaptive camouflage rendered them invisible in any environment, blending into their surroundings with precision. AI-assisted drones hovered silently, mapping enemy territory, hacking systems, and even providing cover in combat. Every detail of their equipment served one purpose: to ensure victory, no matter the odds. Their training went beyond physical endurance. Experts in psychological warfare, the Phantom Corps could dismantle an enemy's morale as effectively as they could disable their defenses. They studied the xenopsychology of every species in the Galactic Council, identifying weaknesses to exploit. Stealth missions, rapid assaults, sabotage, these were their tools of warfare. Where brute force failed, they thrived. At the core of this formidable team were individuals whose lives embodied Earth's resilience. Sergeant Aria Voss, the unit sniper, had grown up in a war-torn colony. Her precision was unmatched, and her patience was legendary. Specialist Darius Cade, a combat medic, combined medical expertise with deadly efficiency, saving lives and ending them with equal proficiency. And then there was Major Elias Quinn, once a scientist pushing the boundaries of Earth's technological advancements. He became a soldier after the attack that stole his child. His grief was a silent storm, driving him to lead the mission with relentless determination. To him, this was more than a mission. It was justice for the innocent lives lost. Each member of the Phantom Corps brought something unique to the table. Their diversity of experience, culture, and thought reflected Earth itself, a mosaic of strength forged through adversity. They were not just soldiers. They were humanity's answer to an unforgivable crime. As plans unfolded, military strategists outlined their objectives with precision. The mission had two primary goals: dismantle the Council's defenses and expose their crimes to the galaxy. Achieving these objectives required both subtlety and overwhelming force. The strike would begin with infiltration, targeting critical points in the Council's network. Once inside, they would extract evidence of the Council's involvement in the Earth attack and broadcast it across galactic communication channels. The final phase was an assault on the Council's headquarters, designed to incapacitate their leadership and ensure humanity's message was heard. Every contingency was planned for, every angle covered. In the final hours before deployment, the team gathered in silence, reviewing data and running simulations. There was no room for hesitation, no space for error. Each member carried the weight of humanity's grief and fury, and they were ready to deliver Earth's response to an act of unimaginable cruelty. The Phantom Corps descended silently upon the Council outpost, a fortress designed to deter any intruder. Towering spires bristled with sensors and automated turrets, patrolled by alien guards whose vigilance was bolstered by decades of unbroken security. Yet, against Earth's finest, these defenses were insufficient. The team moved like shadows, their adaptive camouflage blending seamlessly into the environment. Neural-linked AI coordinated their movements, feeding real-time data into their heads-up displays. Each step was calculated, each action deliberate. A single mistake would trigger alarms and summon reinforcements, but the commandos thrived on precision. Near the perimeter, an alien patrol lingered. The guards were equipped with motion trackers and energy weapons, their postures relaxed yet alert. The Phantom Corps observed from cover, calculating their next move. A brief signal passed through the team's comms, silent, efficient. Aria Voss, the sniper, moved into position, her neural-linked rifle already calibrated to the shifting wind patterns. A non-lethal dart flew through the air, striking the lead alien and rendering them unconscious in an instant. The others reacted, but before they could raise alarms, the commandos advanced with surgical efficiency. Within seconds, the patrol was neutralized, their bodies carefully hidden to avoid detection. Inside the outpost, the tension grew. The Phantom Corps bypassed biometric locks and disabled surveillance systems with technology that seemed almost magical to their alien adversaries. Each hacked terminal and silent takedown deepened the psychological warfare. To the aliens monitoring their systems, it appeared as though ghosts were invading, unseen, unstoppable. The commandos began leaving deliberate signs of their presence. Lights flickered ominously, and encrypted messages appeared on the alien screens, written in a language they didn't understand. Their power systems faltered without warning, leaving patrols stranded in darkened corridors. The sound of footsteps echoed in empty halls, sending ripples of unease through the guards. The aliens' fear was palpable. Whispers spread among the ranks, tales of humans as relentless predators, capable of unimaginable things. The Phantom Corps cultivated this paranoia with precision, letting fear do what bullets couldn't. As they delved deeper into the outpost, they reached the Council's data archives. The facility was heavily secured, its doors guarded by advanced locks and a squadron of soldiers. The commandos prepared for a breach, their movements synchronized like a deadly dance. The assault was swift and overwhelming. The guards had no chance to react before being subdued. Darius Cade worked on the encryption while Elias Quinn led a defensive perimeter, ready to counter any response. Within minutes, the vault's contents were decrypted and downloaded, a trove of evidence implicating the Council in the attack on Earth. As they scanned the files, the horrors became clear. Transcripts, recordings, and directives painted a chilling picture of calculated cruelty. Quinn paused briefly as a file surfaced, a dossier on the school attack, complete with cold, clinical notes. A flash of his child's laughter crossed his mind, sharpening his focus. This wasn't just about Earth anymore. It was about ensuring no one else endured such loss. With the evidence secured, the team began their exfiltration, leaving behind chaos and paranoia. The Council would soon realize the Phantom Core had been there, but by then, it would be too late. The Phantom Core struck just before dawn on the Galactic Council's capital world. The headquarters loomed like a citadel, protected by layers of energy shields, automated turrets, and an army of guards. To the Council, it was impenetrable. To humanity, it was a challenge. A coordinated EMP pulse disabled the outermost defenses, creating a brief window of vulnerability. The commandos moved with surgical precision, splitting into fire teams to hit critical targets simultaneously. Turrets swiveled to engage them, but were neutralized before they could lock on, either hacked by drones or destroyed by high-velocity plasma rounds. The guards scrambled to respond, their communication systems flooded with interference as Earth's AI jammed their frequencies. In the corridors of the command center, the battle intensified. Alien forces relied on overwhelming numbers, but their tactics were rigid, predictable. The Phantom Core exploited this ruthlessly. Ambushes were set, choke points were sealed, and traps lured squads into devastating kill zones. The humans moved like a well-oiled machine, their neural-linked systems allowing them to coordinate without words. Arya Voss picked off high-value targets from elevated positions, her shots piercing even reinforced armor. Darius Cade provided cover, deploying tactical shields and drones that delivered both suppressive fire and medical aid. Meanwhile, Elias Quinn led the charge, his determination a driving force as they carved a path toward the Council chamber. Alien reinforcements flooded in, but their reliance on centralized commands became their downfall. With their leadership under siege, confusion spread among the ranks. Phantom Core operatives used this chaos to push deeper, their advanced weaponry shredding through even the toughest defenses. Explosions rippled through the facility as key power generators were destroyed, plunging parts of the compound into darkness. The assault culminated in a breach of the Council chamber. The room, once a place of order and control, became a battlefield. Council guards formed a last line of defense, but the commandos dismantled them with brutal efficiency. In the end, the humans stood triumphant, their weapons trained on the alien leaders cowering before them. The Council's crimes were laid bare in a single broadcast. The Phantom Core uploaded their findings directly into the Galactic network, bypassing every firewall. The evidence spread like wildfire. Documents detailing the school attack, intercepted communications, and holo recordings of alien leaders planning the massacre. The galaxy watched as humanity exposed the hypocrisy of its so-called rulers. The response was immediate and seismic. Member species of the Council, once allies of the xenophobic faction, turned on their former comrades. Protests erupted on countless worlds, demanding accountability and reform. The Council's unity fractured, its authority crumbling under the weight of its exposed sins. Within the chamber, the Phantom Core confronted the ringleaders, those who had orchestrated the attack on Earth. Elias Quinn stepped forward, his voice cold, unyielding. He spoke not just as a soldier, but as a father, delivering a judgment that echoed the pain of billions. The aliens begged for mercy, their bravado shattered, but there was none to be found. In a swift, decisive act, the commandos executed the ringleaders. It was not an act of revenge, but a statement. Humanity would not allow such crimes to go unanswered. The galaxy would remember this day, not just as the moment Earth struck back, but as the day the Galactic Council learned the price of underestimating humanity. The galaxy erupted in shock and upheaval as the evidence of the Council's crimes rippled across countless systems. Worlds that had long trusted the Council as a bastion of order and justice now questioned its legitimacy. Protests broke out on member planets, with citizens demanding accountability from their leaders. The factions within the Council fractured, alliances splintering under the weight of public outrage. Humanity, once dismissed as an upstart species, became the center of galactic discourse. Fear mingled with respect as the scale of Earth's retaliation, and its success became clear. The Phantom Corps' precision and technological prowess left no doubt that humans were now a force to be reckoned with. They had not only survived but thrived, proving their strength in the face of unimaginable adversity. Some species openly supported Earth, lauding their courage in exposing the Council's hypocrisy. Others viewed them with suspicion, wary of their newfound power. Regardless of opinion, one fact was undeniable. Humanity had claimed its place as a galactic superpower. The Council's reign of unchecked authority was over, and Earth stood as a symbol of defiance against oppression. Amid the galactic turbulence, Earth turned inward to mourn its losses and reflect on the cost of its victory. Memorials were erected to honor the children lost in the initial attack, their names etched in stone as a reminder of what had been taken. Across the planet, moments of silence were observed, uniting humanity in shared grief. In a quiet cemetery, Elias Quinn knelt before his child's grave. The cool breeze rustled the trees, carrying whispers of lives gone too soon. He placed a small holographic projector on the ground, its light flickering to reveal a recording of his child laughing and playing, oblivious to the cruelty of the universe. "I promised you justice," he murmured, his voice heavy with both sorrow and resolve. "And I'll keep fighting to make sure no one else suffers the way we did." The moment was deeply personal, yet it echoed the sentiments of an entire species. Humanity's grief was profound, but it fueled their determination to forge a future where such tragedies would never be repeated. Earth's leaders addressed the galaxy, their message broadcast across every inhabited world. They stood united, their expressions solemn but resolute. "Today we remember those we lost," one leader began. "Children whose futures were stolen, families whose lives were shattered. But we also stand here to remind you of this. Humanity does not bow to injustice." The broadcast shifted to footage of the Council's crimes, the evidence laid bare for all to see. "We seek peace," another leader continued, "but make no mistake, if threatened, humanity will defend itself with unwavering resolve. Let this be a warning to those who underestimate us. We will not allow oppression, exploitation, or violence to define our place in the galaxy." The speech ended with a declaration of hope. Humanity called for collaboration, promising to work toward a future built on equality and mutual respect. Yet the warning was clear: Earth would never again be a victim. As the broadcast concluded, the galaxy watched in stunned silence. Humanity's resilience, courage, and unity had reshaped the stars. Their message was one of peace, but beneath it lay an unshakable resolve. Those who dared to challenge Earth would face the wrath of a species that had turned its grief into unyielding strength.